perfect because when you project, super cool, man.
Can you
Low
share?
maintenance. You do.
All right, BlackTree TV. For the second season of Soundcheck, I have a very special treat. I got artist, composer, producer,
Hmm.
trendsetter, entrepreneur. You wear a lot of hats, man. Mr. Pharrell Williams. And
Thank you.
we're here for a special treat this time because this is your first time doing a score for a movie. So I get to catch you on your first of something. You set so many trends in the past. It's good to like catch you on, a new chapter in your life.
Mm.
How was the challenge of doing your first score? Like how did you even like come into that?
Well, I think I'm not sure that it was as a challenge as it was more like school. I learned a lot of lessons. I was taught a lot of the ways of the trade of just writing to um, writing to film.
Right,
And I was given the opportunity um, by Kathy Nelson at the time, who was working with Universal, and she had done Curious George, and I was so envious of Jack Johnson for getting that project. I thought it was so cool. I was like, man, he did such an amazing job. I was like, man, if ever given the opportunity, man, I would really, I bust my butt to just make like the best stuff. And so she said, the very next time I get that opportunity, I'll let you know. And so she did, and I guess they set up the meeting for me to meet with the folks from Illumination, Chris Meledandri and John Cohen, and I guess the rest was history.
now, does music, like, is that something as a producer that always stands out to you in the picture? Do you always hear, like, the little intricacies of mood setting and stuff that the scores?
Well, it now makes me look at movies differently because when I was a kid, I used to just take the full-on experience as to what it was, and I wouldn't ask questions unless sometimes it was bad. Sometimes you hear bad scoring, or sometimes you see some
Yeah,
bad films. It's like,
right,
then you start to ask questions. But I guess that's the trick. The trick is to manipulate the person's attention so much that they're just enthralled, so that they can't ask questions. They're pretty much just going along with your seemingly visual roller coaster ride.
right. Now, I know it wasn't just any project you was gonna take, so, like, what about, Despicable Me that made you say, all right, well, if I'm gonna get into this, this is a good project for me to, start with and do it. Like, what about this project? Did you see the opportunity?
Well, I was given a couple of opportunities in terms of like animation, but none of them really panned out. This was like the first real one. So, you know, just a second ago we did the premiere, and they had that big yellow carpet out there, and they had the characters walking around, and I just kept thinking to myself, hey, I want one of those characters, because I like all the life-sized characters from different films.
Hmm.
You can buy them sometimes. I'm like,
Yeah,
man, I
yeah.
want one of those for the house. And I just looked around and I'm like, man, I can't believe I'm here. I'm pinching myself because I'm the luckiest dude here. Everybody else, these are their jobs. This is what they do every day.
Hmm.
Me, I'm just kind of like, this big, huge kid that like would love this opportunity, and I actually got it.
Right.
So I think more than anything, more than an artist, I think I'm more just like wish come true, dude.
Well, I mean, this year is already proven to be a big year for you on the film side. I know you made a cameo in Get 'Em to the Greek,
Hmm.
and now, being, more behind the camera with the music, with this, is films, something that you definitely see, more projects in the future for you in, and
Oh yeah, for sure. I'm in love with this. I'm in love with because I get to express myself and do what um, radio may not allow.
right,
If I want to just do like, something that sounds completely, tribal mixed with, some kind of, synthetic, crazy wafting bass line, I can do that. Whereas radio may not allow me to do that, but for so much, you go but so far with that.
right, right,
So there are limitations because there's a conscious, like a collective conscious, and it goes in different areas, and that's what determines what is hot and what is not.
mm,
And what comes in and what goes out.
right, right,
But in film, we get to move around from different periods, and sometimes it's timeless.
mm.
So we can do any and everything,
So it kind of frees you up. Even.
100%. And then I'm finding that it actually, schools me for where I want to go back into the, you know, the creative conscious, like where everything is going, what trend, where things are going. It allows me to like just inject things whenever I want.
So ultimately, like, working on this film might change your music even for the radio.
It totally has. It has in the respects of a song. Well, actually, the album, the new NERD album, has changed because of it. After, working so closely to score and seeing the infinite possibilities and combinations of different sounds and the type of feeling it gives off. I started my album over, and I'm like almost done now.
Wow.